So as a book hunter, there is nothing I love more than going and checking out bookstores and looking for books. Avid fantasy reader, they're often series, so there's always trying to find and complete series, and I love secondhand books, although I do love new ones as well. And over the couple of recent weekends, I did manage to do some book hunting, and this is what I found. So this is book 4 in this David Delish series, and the first one I found a couple of years ago and slowly been adding to them. I only after one more now. Django Wexler, this series, I got the first one late last year, and so I've been hunting for these guys now. I added another of his series too to my collection. John Spruik, this book, the first book I got on this series was so long ago. I'm really starting to, do I just palm it off and move it on? Am I going to ever find these books? Because they didn't get a major release in Australia, but I found this one, so now I'm only after the next one. Simon Scarrow, these one was obviously a new one from a new bookstore from Dymocks. I went to 2 bookstores, Bendigo Bookmark and Dymocks in Collins Street, Melbourne, two of my absolute favourite bookstores. Bendigo Bookmark is probably where I fell in love with books. Simon Scarrow, enough said about these. I was going to actually try and put them into my reading order a bit sooner, but I think I've changed my mind. But we'll see how I go when I start reading them. Brian Stevely, this is a completed series now, and how cool is that? I love, when you find that last book that you were looking for. It's not the exact same size. The other ones are the taller versions, which is a little bit painful, but I got this at a really good price, and I was like, so I bought it. So I'm still happy with that, even though that does burn me. If you're a book hunter and a book nut, you try and keep them in series. Daniel Polanski, this one was a bit of an impulse, but it was a good price. There's only 2 of them, so I only have to find one more. And yeah, I've heard good things. I don't know a great deal, but I have heard good things. So hopefully that proves to be the case. Now, Nicholas Eames, these ones I've been staring at for so long. Every time I go to Dymocks and Collins, I've been staring at them. Umdenard, and for so long I just not bought them. And then on the weekend I did buy them. So I heard there's the 3rd book and hopefully the final book. Or maybe not, but I heard the 3rd book's coming out later this year, so I impulse bought them. Often the case with books. Anthony Ryan, I've collected all of his series so far, and yeah, so I bought that series in its entirety the other day. Really looking forward to reading these. And then last but not least, actually, I write for a community newspaper, and so occasionally I get to talk about authors. Authors come visit, and I get to talk about them and promote them. And Peter Spencer was doing a drop and a bit of a talk at the local bookstore, and they rang me, Collins in Shepparton, and they said, hang on, here's a guy you should talk to. So I got to meet Peter, and we had a bit of a chat about his book. I wrote a story about it, and I got a free book. So that's what I call book hunting, and what absolutely love is, my passion. I would love to spend more time reading books than, but at the moment it feels like I'm just a bit more of a collector. Don't know when I'll get to some of these. Some of these, I'm still mid-series. I don't think I'll read any of these this year. Peter, maybe, but we'll see. Happy reading and happy book hunting. Subscribe and follow for more.